Hi everybody and welcome back. This is going to be a bit of a review style video as well as recipe video. I'm going to be reviewing the healthy blender from Heston Blumenthal, as well as talking you through how to make a green smoothie in it and a healthy version of Nutella. So first of all, I'll just tell you a bit about the blender, especially as it's coming up to Christmas. On the front here, you've got a one-touch system, so depending on what you're going to be making, you've got on-off, obviously, you've got a timer, you've got a pulse, which is like an ice crusher, and then if you want to make smoothies, so fruit smoothie, a green smoothie, so it really blitzes all of the kale and the spinach and things like that. We've then got a frozen dessert function, so things like nice cream, so healthy banana ice cream, and you've got a soup function. So in this blender it actually heats up the ingredients and blends it at the same time. And then at the far end, which I'll be using this function today, you've got mill and stir. So this is for things like grinding up nuts into flour or making nut butter. And you've also got, which I only discovered after I had started using it, is an auto clean. So you basically fill the blender up with some water and it cleans by itself, and then you just have to drain it off. So far I'm very impressed. I won't get too technical in this video because I will link down below to more information, but basically, because of the shape of the blender, apparently the ingredients stay the same temperature throughout. So I think traditional blenders, they concentrate a lot of heat at the bottom, and also this blender can basically blitz what's in it to 50% smaller particles. And I've been reading, and I didn't know this, but basically the smaller the particle, the more intense the flavour. So a really good example is comparing granulated sugar to icing sugar. So there's no difference in the ingredients, but icing sugar like really gives a zing on the taste buds. So that's what this blender does, it basically gets more flavour out of it. The lid at the top is removable, and then you've got this little attachment that also comes out, and in that you can pop this wand, which helps to things like nut butters, and you also get a scraper, so this is for things like frozen desserts. So like I said, I'm going to be showing you two healthy recipes today, and the first is a green smoothie. As well as things like smoothies, you can also make things like sauces, so your own mayonnaise. You can ground up things like spices for a fresher flavour, and you can also do cocktails in it too. So the smoothie recipe that I'm going to make today is actually from Heston's book, and it's called the Triple Green Smoothie. And I think that's because it's got lots of greenery. What I'm going to be putting in it is basically one whole cucumber, I've got 2 celery sticks, I've got a small handful, so 30 grams of baby spinach, I've got another small handful, so 20 grams of kale, and then to sweeten it up, I've got 1 green apple and a banana, so the riper the better. This smoothie is literally bursting with antioxidants, so they nourish our bodies, vitamins, minerals and fibre. So all I'm going to do is pop all the ingredients into the blender and then press the green smoothie function until everything's nice and blended. And I nearly forgot, you also need to add 500 ml of water or coconut water. I don't have coconut water in today, so I'm just going to be adding 500 ml of water to this. So I'm just going to pop the lid on and press the on button and then the green smoothie button. So the smoothie has finished blending, and the program was for just under a minute, so 60 seconds. I have to say that I've never seen a green smoothie look this smooth. So I'm just going to pull off the lid, and I'm going to pour it into this glass, and then I'm going to have a taste. Oh, and just to say, this is actually quite light. I might make it look as though it's heavy because it's full of ingredients, but this is made from plastic and it's BPA plastic. So I'm just going to pour it in. So I'll just screw on the lid and I'm just going to take a try. Wow, it tastes amazing. There was actually one extra ingredient that I didn't put in this time, but I might do next time, and it was half a lemon, but I really think that this tastes great. If you do have a sweet tooth, you could always add in an extra banana, or if you want it slightly thicker, then you can always add in a frozen banana, which is what I like to do as well. So just before I show you my next recipe, before I finish this smoothie, I want to say that smoothies are a fantastic way of getting towards your 5 a day. They contain all of the fibre, and the beauty of green smoothies is that it's mainly vegetables and the fruit is there just in small quantity just to sweeten it up. So fruit in my eyes is a great snack from the go. Some people have problems eating vegetables because they don't like them, so add the two together and I think it's a great way of getting in that green goodness. So my next recipe is a healthy version of Nutella. If you're anything like me, you will love Nutella, but unfortunately not love the ingredients. So this is a much healthier version. We're going to start by basically making a hazelnut butter, which you'll need 300 grams of hazelnuts for. You can get the blanched ones, which basically means that the skins are removed, or you can do it yourself by roasting the hazelnuts in the oven for between 8 and 10 minutes at 180 degrees C. This really helps the flavour to come out, and then you just rub the nuts together in a kitchen towel, and then all of the skins will come off. So I've never actually made nut butter at home, so this is going to be a first for me. All you have to do is bob in all of your ingredients into your blender. So that's 300 grams of hazelnuts, and then I'm going to add 80 grams of agave nectar, so around a third of a cup, so that's going to go in, or you can use honey, and then I'm going to use half of the amount of cocoa, so just 40 grams of cocoa. I'm then going to add the lid back on, and for nut butter I'm going to use the mill function. So it's this little knob on the end, and you just turn it up to about a minute until everything's combined. Then if you want to stir down the ingredients, you take the inside of the lid off and you pop in the wand. And the way it's designed is that this wand doesn't hit the blades, which is a good thing. So let's go. So this has been blending for about a minute, and I'm just going to take the lid off and give it a bit of a try. Wow, it looks amazing. So you'll get basically a healthy version of Nutella, and it's completely up to you if you want to add more sweetness. So you could add a sweetener to it, or you could add some chocolate protein powder. If you add protein powder, just add a little bit of milk to make it really smooth. And again, if you like this a bit smoother, you can add some milk, but I'm just going to give it a taste test. So now all that's left to do is scoop out my healthy Nutella, pop it into a jar, then I'm going to put some warm water in here and press the auto clean function just to make sure that it's nice and clean for next time. Do let me know if you give these recipes a go. A smoothie is a great way of getting towards your 5 a day, so for healthy skin, hair, nails, body, and then Nutella just tastes amazing. Thank you very much guys, and I'll see you next week.